Welcome to our deck tech. Today we're gonna check out Temur beans. You might have seen somewhere something along the side of Sultai Beanwings, which uses Storming Entity and Up the Beanstalk as its main core of cards. And then it uses like Murderous Cuts and Sheldreds to stay alive and trigger beans. But thanks to the Edge of Eternity, I tried one card out and found out that actually red is really playable. But enough of my rambling, let's check out the deck. So first are the setup cards. Like the name says, 4 Up the Beanstalks. Mandatory, no need to think about that. Next is 4 Ledger Shredders. This is still same as the Sultai version. Because you're a heavy cantrip deck, this is kind of good card and it fills your graveyard as well. Then we get to the red portion that gives the newest setup card, Cory Steelcutter. Because you're like a Phoenix deck in a sense, because you have multiple cantrips and you want double spell anyway with Storming Entity, this is a really good addition for the deck and gives more threats and makes you more aggressive. Then, of course, how to trigger beans. Like I said, 4 Storming Entities, cast an instant or sorcery, so it casts 2, so ideally you go turn 2, set up piece any of the 12, then turn 3, consider Storming Entity, trigger, Ledger Shredder, Cory, or Up the Beanstalk. With the Beanstalk it's the best because it becomes a Serum Visions. But then, thanks to Edges of Eternity, we have a new one. What's the name? Gigastorm Giant. So basically, it's technically worse Storming Entity. It doesn't fly, and it doesn't just cry, but it's a 4/4 always, and it can get its cost reduction from any of the setup cards. So on turn 4 you can go Cory Steelcutter plus Titan, and you get a 1/1, or you can go Up the Beanstalk and you get the card. And the 4/4 ain't small, it's surprisingly big in a sense. Then we have our removal package. This is the one thing that's worse than the Sultai version, because Sultai gets to play Fatal Pushes and Murderous Cuts. Red gets to play Fiery Impulse, which is fine. It's not as good in my opinion, but it depends. But it's a good removal card. Then it has 2 Toss the Towers, so another 1-mana removal. That you can, if you really need to, you can bargain your Cory or Up the Beanstalk, mainly if it's gonna get destroyed anyway. Then there is the 3 package of unsummon effects, basically. Like 2 Zeta Drifts, or 2 Into the Flood Maw, and 1 other. I've been liking either one. I'm being more in the side of 2 Zeta Drifts, and I only own 1 at the moment. So that's why this one is proxy. But basically, 3 of these. I like Zeta Drift more because it triggers beans, and it makes it more like a tempo play, like time walking your opponent or removing their draw, basically, because they're gonna draw the same creature. And then there are the cantrips. No surprises here. 4 Sleight of Hand, 4 Considers, and 4 Opts. Like 12 cantrips. It has a little bit more than the Sultai version because you need to double spell more crucially. Because you need for the Cory Steelcutter, you need it for the Titan, when the Sultai only needs to double spell for Ledger Shredder and Storming Entity, so not like that many, but this deck has like doubled that amount. Then lands are basically the copy. 4 Spirebluff Canals, 3 Botanical Sanctums, 3 Copperline Gorges, 3 Steam Vents, 2 Breeding Pools, 3 Storm Carved Coast, and 1 Island. Basically same, instead of being Blooming Marsh or Darkslick Shores. Then the sideboard. Surprisingly good card for the deck. For Torment Scripts. It's surprisingly good because it's a graveyard hate that also synergizes with the deck, because you can cast Cory turn 2, play this, or set up this, get a monk already, or just play this, play a 4/4, so you get to be faster deck in a matchup where you need to be faster. The rest of the sideboard, there's 3 Pyroclasms. I like the Pyroclasms because it's a cheaper spell than like a Brotherhood's End, and it doesn't kill basically any of the creatures in the deck. Only exception being the monk tokens that doesn't have enough prowess or are gonna be created by the Pyroclasm cast. Then, because you need answers for High Noon, Annul. This is also my like personal take, because we have so many Leyline Binding decks. Then I've been testing out 3 Destructive Revelry. Don't play this card, bad. Basically, these 5 slots are meant to be as like enchantment removal package. I'm gonna get Paw Patch Formations, but which basically do everything you want. It destroys High Noon, it destroys the eagle that says lands non-basics come tapped and can play only 1 spell a turn. Archon of Emeria, yes. So basically 5 cards just for the High Noon, because you're gonna die to that card otherwise. And then some few counter spells, you're still a blue deck. 1 Negate, because it's a catch everything, and 2 Mystical Disputes, because you want to be like a 1 mana deck. You want to operate in 3 or 4 mana. So with 3 mana you can always use like a cantrip and cast a Titan or Storming Entity. So with Negate is in a sense a worse card, because you need to have 2 mana up for your opponent's turn. But yeah, like good hands for the deck basically are like 1 to 2 setup cards. Let's say in your hand is Cory Steel Cutter and Up the Beanstalk. Breeding Pool. Let's say Copperline Gorge. You always want to prefer to see the blue-red, because they're just better. Because the only green card in main is the Up the Beanstalk, but still. Then you have something like Opt, Sleight of Hand, and the Titan. I think this is a good hand to go on. You want to find the 3rd land, so on turn 1 you're gonna go like Breeding Pool, Sleight of Hand, try to find the 3rd land. Oh, you found an island. Next turn you're gonna which one do you want? It depends on the like matchup. If you are the aggressive player, you wanna go Copperline. Well, you always wanna go Copperline and then the Cory Steel Cutter. But if you want to be the control player, you play Up the Beanstalk. Yeah, it also depends a little bit on your hand, but you get the idea. And especially with the Titan, you can also go like turn 4, if you have 4 mana, play Cory and then play Giant, and then you're like ahead really much, or Up the Beanstalk, and then you're again really ahead, or you can be. I have been playing the deck. There are still things I need to like work out, like is 12 cantrips actually needed? I'm not sure what to remove though, or what to add. And is it like, do you need 4 Ledger Shredders, or is 3 good enough? But yeah, this is mainly the idea. Your Temur tempo deck, basically. I basically have nothing, basically, yes, I have nothing to add to this anymore. I'm gonna play this in our local Pioneer FNMs, and I'm trying to get the video for that. So see you then.